Dear chairpersons, respected seniors, and my dear friends, I would like to deliver a lecture on consent in ART. As such, I don't practice ART, but basic things we all know. But what about consent in ART? So let us pray to the Lord Ganesha for the success of the conference. I bring greetings from Amravati Obijaya Society to all of you. I want to start ART clinic. When a specialist comes or starts a practice, he wants to start his practice with some basic knowledge regarding law. Because you know, the court has said that ignorance of the law is not excuse. So we must know the law pertaining to our practice, pertaining to our specialty. These are the general rules for the patient. There are patient's right and doctor's duties. We have to go to the whole MCI charter to know all these things, but we must respect patient's right. There is a concept of autonomy, so we must respect whatever they want to say and what are their wishes. There are some few wrong notions that improper consent, if there is some improper consent, that's a liability only on hospital. It's not like that. The liability on the hospital as well as doctor. There is something written on the footnote. This paper cannot be used for medical purpose. It has got no meaning. Each and every paper can be used for medical purpose. Patient's written request or consent absolves the doctor from doing anything with the patient. It's not like that. Even if the patient has given consent, we must do as per the guidelines, as per the protocol. So I have obtained registration for ART clinic, fulfill the space, staff requirements, fulfill equipment criteria. Next important step is consent and documentation. We must know. What are the laws related to ART specialists as such? The Indian scenario as far as this aspect, that is ART is concerned, is quite bleak. There is no internal regulatory body like UK. Again, Indian experts, fertility experts themselves said that we don't want law that will restrict our specialty or practice. So we are there to say to the government, don't pass any law. Again, what's special about ART clinics and specialists? These are the ICMR guidelines 2005, again 2010, ART Bill 2010 and 2016. Both these control the practice of ART specialists. One is regarding the ethics, second is regarding infrastructure. But we must know all these things before starting our clinic. What are the litigation areas as far as ART specialists are concerned? Important is consent, birth of a defective anomalous child, and donor program. These are these three areas where a case can be filed against the consultant. What are the statutory consents? Section 21 says it is a responsibility of ART clinic to follow the guidelines as per the ICMR or as per the law. Consents for treatment for AIH, AID, ET, oocyte retrieval, embryo freezing are all there on the ICMR website. You can go through that. Such consent, if given by the patient, it can be withdrawn during the procedure. This is very important. There are different procedures. I did not tell you ICSI. There are some associated complications that can occur with ICSI. Oocyte retrieval, infection, bleeding, trauma, anesthesia complications, embryo transfer, again there are some certain complications. Assisted hatching, there are certain complications associated with the procedure. We need to explain all these things. Again, cryopreserved embryo storage, there can be damaged embryo, or this, it requires intensive labor and again expensive procedure. All these things we have to explain to the patient. Informed consent is very important when you start practicing ART. Consent reviews the ART process. What is the ART process you are going to do with the patient? The risk that treatment has got associated along with the treatment. Efforts to disclose all known risks should be done by the doctor. So there are certain risks, we say disclosure or some privileges there that we need not tell to the patient, but major risk we should explain to the patient. Informed consent to treatment is an ethical requirement. This is ethical requirement because there is no strict regulation as far as the specialty is concerned. To ensure that patients know what doctors propose to do with the patient and freely grant their permission, they should understand what we are going to do with the patient. These are the consent, general consent formalities. No treatment should be given without prior consent. Standard consent form should be there. Specific consent must be obtained from the patient when you go for certain specific procedure, like embryo transfer, embryo frozen embryo, again PICSI, TESA, all these procedures require specific consent. Again, you have to explain pregnancy rate, cesarean delivery rates and preterm delivery rates. This can vary from doctor to doctor, depending upon the technique, depending upon the skill and the infrastructure. Counseling is very important. I think counseling is very important not only in a practice, but even at our home. So counseling is a core skill we must practice. People seeking registered treatment must be given a suitable opportunity to receive proper counseling about the various implications of the treatment. So we must counsel first. No one is obliged to accept counseling. Whatever you counsel, it's not compulsion on the patient that they must accept whatever you are told. But we have seen that when we counsel the patient, it is very easy to obtain informed consent from the patient. The provision of facilities for counseling in an ART clinic of level 1B, 2 and 3 is therefore mandatory. We cannot go ahead without counseling. Couple should be referred for support or therapeutic counseling as appropriate as per the procedure. So we must refer to the counselor before obtaining consent for the procedure. Confidentiality is very important. You should keep secret everything regarding the couples who are going to donate, who are going to receive, or whatever procedure is there, you must have confidentiality. No information about the treatment of couples should be disclosed unless they give permission, unless court asks for that. Then you have to give, because court is asking for that. In a medical emergency concerning the patient or a court order, if there is an emergency, we have to disclose. It depends upon the seriousness of the emergency. It is the person's right whether he should disclose whatever procedure has done with the patient. You cannot say, I am going to tell about everything what I have done with the patient. So it depends upon the consent of the patient whether to disclose or not. There are ICMR guidelines for ART clinics in India. So we have to go as per the guidelines. Actually, there are 9 consent forms. Dr. Manju and myself decided to give 9 consent forms. But instead of that, you just follow one ART 2018 consent form that is related to IUI. But if you want for other procedure, you can go on the website 4.1, 2, 3, 4, like that, there are 9 consent form. Consent form to be signed by the couple. This is very important. There is, after explaining everything, that there is no guarantee that the oocyte will be retrieved in all cases. The oocyte will be fertilized. Even if there were fertilization, the resulting embryo would be of suitable quality to be transferred. So you cannot give 100% guarantee that all these things will happen, but you have to take consent. All these unforced situations will result in the cancellation of any treatment. Sometimes if there is no ovulation, if the embryo is not transferred or oocyte is not picked up properly, you can cancel the procedure. But you have to tell everything prior to the procedure. There is no certainty that a pregnancy will result from the procedure, even in cases where good quality of embryos were replaced. There was one case in Amravati only, in Nagpur I think. They asked that you had taken so much of amount from me, but there is no conception. Because lot of money was spent by the couple, but she has taken the consent that it can result into pregnancy or not, she cannot give guarantee. So you have to tell everything. Just spending money is not sufficient. Again, medical and scientific staff can give, cannot give assurance any pregnancy will result in the delivery of a normal living child. Sometimes, though the percentage can vary from clinic to clinic, there can be anomalous child. So you should not tell that there will be normal child as such. There should be endorsement by the ART clinic after everything, explaining everything. This consent would hold good for all the cycles performed at the clinic. This is the last point, and it should be signed by the husband, wife, and a consultant specialist. Everything should be written, address of the patient, the couple, donor couple, receiving couple, everything should be written. All these consent forms you can access on the website. You can go through the consent forms on the website of the ICMR. There are some overlay reproductive health procedures. They are not practiced in India. They give importance to counseling. They give informed choice of the different procedures, and the patient has to tick mark what procedure they will like to undergo. So these are the not practiced in India, but regarding foreign countries. Again, outline of consent for IVF for foreign countries. This is the technique and core elements and the risk, everything you can go through the slide. They explain everything. They don't leave a single thing not explained, and then only they take the signature and go for the procedure. Risk to the offspring, very important. Again, ethical and religious concerns are very important because there can be many ethical concerns when you go for embryo donation or oocyte donation or retrieval. So all these things should be explained prior to the procedure. Legal consultations and legal counseling should be done before the procedure. Records, I will not go into detail. We have to maintain the records properly because everything in the court depends upon the records. Even if we have undergone everything correctly, if we don't write, we cannot explain what we have done with the patient. We have to fill Form F, A, B, C, D, depending upon the procedure. Form G is form of consent. For invasive techniques, you should all give attention to all these things. Documentations, they should be preserved as per the guidelines given by the ICMR, and they should be returned to the central data if they are not required. Duration to maintain, 10 years record, very important. They should be maintained for 10 years. Upon the expiry of the records of the ART procedure, they should be transferred to central database or a national ART registry to be set up by the Department of Health Research at the headquarters of ICMR. Confidentiality, I have already explained. We should not disclose anything regarding the couple. If only court asks or police asks, then only we have to explain. Or the patient herself gives signature, then we can give to third person. So to summarize, consent in ART is very important. Don't take consent as mere formality. Just take the signature. It's not like that. Counseling prior to the consent is very important. Confidentiality of record must, again, follow the standard guidelines, standard protocols, depending upon the law that is operating in your country. So for our country, ICMR, and again that act which was passed in 2018, we should follow the act. So lastly, Jai Ho Amox, Jai Ho Amravati Obijaya Society. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. Thank you. So I spent